Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Say More podcast and episode 42. God, my intros for today, for some reason, we just did one for Patreon and it was all over the place for some reason. But hello, guys, and welcome back. How are you, my girl?
I'm good, babe. I mean, we just had such an amazing episode on Patreon, so I think that's why your intro was a little off because we're just like,
Yeah,
shoot, that was amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
you kind of really blow me away on like a lot of things. Just because the way that you wrap up how it is and how it should be. So, you guys, we
yeah.
touched base on, relationship with food and more so body dysmorphia, I want to say, and obviously
hmm
the mindset behind it and everything else. So, such a great episode to start our morning at
Mm.
2.5 weeks out from the Arnold Sports Festival. How are you feeling?
Whoa. I mean, yeah, like firstly, that episode we just did was like that was really, really good. So if you guys want to obviously check it out, please go to the link in the description because we speak about a lot more topics over there, like specific things, and they're very small kind of episodes, but they're such great knowledge, and we're really trying to grow a great community over there for like a good safe space. Because there's been a lot of people that have like, you know, really open up themselves on there, which I was not expecting, but it's really cool to see that happen. So yeah, 100% building the community over there. We're in our Say More podcast era. So yeah, definitely head on over there. But no, 2.5 weeks out. I mean, girl, there's so much to update. I feel like why does the podcast feel so like it's just a lot. It's it's it's
Bro,
been it's been tough. I'm like, right, where's my tea? I need to sit down with y'all and just literally be like, it's been a fucking moment,
it's been
but
a lot.
it's been a lot. Not gonna lie, but I mean, 2.5 weeks out. I mean, the last most recent updates is that we've been pushing for a while, like hard for a while, and my body has needed a bit of a break from that. So we are currently on a little bit of a diet break and prep break, which is something I was not expecting to happen and not actually expecting Adam to like do this close to show, especially. And I'm kind of like trying not to be anxious. And I've said to you, like, oh my God, I literally just want to do cardio because I'm not doing any cardio, no training for the next 3 days, more food. Um, but with that being said, it's helped a lot. And like even I said to you, because obviously we were supposed to do the podcast at I think it was 6:30 a.m. my time, which I've been getting up at like 5, not gonna lie. And I slept in. When you text, I was like, I slept in, you were like, yes, girl. Like actually having a good sleep. So like my body definitely has needed these past few rest days. And today's my final one. On Valentine's Day, which is nice. So we can kind of like just have a bit of a chill time. But honestly, it's been tough previously before that because I think we're both in the same kind of position at the moment where your body when we've been going for a while, body's a little bit inflamed, it's a little bit tired, especially because we've been prepping for a while. So I think this was needed for me anyway, just to kind of be like, right, body's okay, and then we can push for the last kind of week or so before we then go into a peak week and relax again.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
mean, it's so interesting because right now it's not the Hunger Games, it's just the mind games, right? So you just need to get your mind straight
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard because you're so close to the show, but if you're able to tame your mind and like trust, and that's where like
Mm-hmm.
trusting the process is the most important things because 2.5 weeks is so close yet so far in
Yeah.
bodybuilding, and you really have to like what's the worst that can happen, like we always see it as, we worry so much because we're so used to something, but what's the worst that can actually happen if you're taking a diet break, which it's approved by your coach, you know what I'm saying? It's approved by your coach, and second of all, like deep down you need it, so just embrace it and just go right through it with like your wholeheartedly. And it's just crazy how humans are. We're just kind of like,
We're
no, but that's just
warriors.
not, we're just not, that's not what we should do, that's not what we
Yeah.
should do. Like, because what you know is that when you need to lose a little bit more, you would just go less food, more cardio. But sometimes more is less.
Yeah. Sometimes, wait, no, less is more. Is it less is more?
The saying is less
Yeah.
is more, but sometimes in that case, doing
Oh, yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
is is
Is
less.
is less. Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
is is less. It's not helping you in the way it should
Yeah.
be helping you. You're
Yes.
helping
Okay.
yourself. You're helping yourself by doing more of less. Okay, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop with
No,
that
no, no, no.
my
That
like
makes it
word
actually
game.
does make sense though. That does
But
make sense.
that's why like I'm here cheering for you for that diet break. I think the fact that Adam, love you Adam by the way, but I
I
told you
was
when
shocked.
he pulled that out, I was like, who did
Whoa.
like who did I was like, okay, like now I see it. I think that's great, you know, and
Yeah.
if it's approved by Adam, a diet break, I would go right into it.
I know.
Like,
The thing is, it's so funny because as much as when you're on, on cardio, you're really pushing it and you're hard, you're hungry, you're like, all I would love is like a little bit more food. When you actually get food, you're like, I don't want it. Like, why does
this
the
is
body
my
work like that? Why does the mind work like that?
that's actually my question for you. Wait, I think I lost it, but my God. Yeah,
This is
that's my
funny.
question. This is my question for you. Actually, I was about to say, are you like scared to lose your grind? Is that what you're scared of? Like like you're so
No,
in a you're not scared of like
no.
losing your. That's not why.
No, it's not why, but like it's like when you're like you're grinding for so hard and you're like, do you know what? I'd love just a little bit more food. Obviously, I don't really care, but like when you get like a little bit more like, oh, I'd love a steak or I'd love this, and you fantasize of things that you can't have, and then when you actually get it, like he's given me more food, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should have it because again, I know I'm not gonna put on more body fat from having this food. It's gonna help
Right.
me be able to push these next this last kind of week or so as well. The workouts will be
Yes.
better, cardio will be harder, and that's basically the mindset that we have behind this. That if we give myself this little bit of break, a little bit more food, we can then push harder for those last kind of few weeks that we need to lose that little bit of extra body fat. But it is funny that that's how the mind like works. It's not like I want to
I know.
lose. It's not like I'm gonna lose my grind. It's like I don't even know what it is. It's like I don't know. It's just it's that because because you want what you can't have. Then when you get it, you're like, oh, do I actually want it? I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
It's like is it
weird mindset games.
yeah, it's like is that thing is going to serve me right now? Is that
Yeah.
girl, it's just it's
It's
mind
trusting it,
games.
like you said. It's also trusting it because, again, me having this diet break and relaxation, I've dropped like, I think around 1.5 kilos, which is just over like just under 3 pounds or something like that. Or I think so. Like, I'm happy with the result that is coming from it. So we're dropping that little bit of extra water weight. We're dropping like my digestion's been better. Like little things like that has been. I've seen great results from it. So, but I am also excited to just train and push for the last like little bit as well because I'm like this feels so odd being this close and not doing anything. But it has also been very nice, especially having like a good sleep and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been good.
Yes.
But how have you been? How have your 2.5 weeks out mindset been? Also, happy birthday. I have to say it in
Thank
everyone. I did it in Patreon.
you.
Happy birthday for yesterday and
Thank
happy
you, babe.
Valentine's for today. I hope you had a
Thank you,
lovely
Vaughn.
birthday yesterday. I saw your little pancake. You had your little pancake. Also, I've realized your birthday is on Pancake Day, and this is what I was going to say. Is this like one of the reasons that you like are obsessed with pancakes as well? Is that did you know that?
No.
It was Pancake Day yesterday.
You're so funny. That's why you make a post. And I was like, who's eating pancakes today? And I answered me. Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because it's Pancake Day.
um,
It was Pancake Day yesterday.
no, babe, I feel like there's a day for everything now. Like I
I
can't keep
know.
track. Like the fact that you keep track, like obviously you keep
Well,
track
it's
because you're
it's because
Phoebe.
it's a UK holiday. It's a UK holiday. It's called Shrove Tuesday or something like that. It's Shrove whatever. I don't know
Are
the
you joking?
meaning. No, it's like an actual. I'm not gonna go into it because I actually don't know the reasons behind like Shrove. Is it Shrove Tuesday? Shrove Tuesday meaning comes from the word starve, meaning absolute. Christians traditionally visit their church on Shrove Tuesday. So it's an actual
Oh,
holiday, but it's like, it's, again, it's, I think it's more of a, I don't know where the pancake thing came up from. Like, maybe people comment down below if you know where it's come from, but that's it's an actual holiday.
okay.
I know.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Interesting.
you've got the
I have
best
no
day. You've
idea.
got Pancake Day and your birthday all in one day, and you love pancakes. So
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I thought you knew, but just to
No.
shine a little light on that.
No,
You,
babe. No. I
but
didn't know.
yeah. How going back to the important stuff? How was your um prep and stuff been the last kind of couple of weeks?
Things have been very interesting to say the least.
Mm,
Just, digestion is pretty shitty.
mm,
Um, just, not being like super regular. Sorry,
yeah,
ladies. Sorry.
yeah.
Like we gotta be
It's true
real
though. It's the
because
same with me though.
it's
It's
just
true.
so important. And then my sleep has been absolutely horrible. And
Mm,
normally I only need like this supplement. It's like raw sleep. It's from raw whatever. I love it. It's like a little juice that I make. I just need that. I go to bed, sleep like a little baby. I feel amazing the next morning. Now I have the raw sleep, magnesium, L-theanine, 5-HTP, and your girl still cannot sleep. I have music in my ears. Like I fell asleep when I got back yesterday before my last meal. Like listening to an audiobook, and I was like in my robe. I was like just chilling. And I had to wake up, for my last meal. Zero sleep, like zero. But that's actually insane. Like it doesn't happen to me like often. But I was like, I woke up a second time to get magnesium. Um, and also I do think that, you get leaner, your body, like, those nights that you're gonna like reverse
drop.
inside out and drop.
Yeah.
It's hard to sleep. You're like, you just feel like you're, and
Yeah. Sucking in.
obviously, yeah. And I couldn't do anything about it because I really wanted that to happen. Like I said, on the other podcast, I got an IV yesterday because I was assessing my body with Kim, and I've been dealing with like weight gain on the scale. And again, I don't like the scale. We obviously need to go by the eye, like mostly because that's how we show up on stage. But at 2.5 weeks out, the reality is you need to wait every day and you need to check your body every day.
Yeah.
So I can't run away from the scale. And then I'm like, okay, there's less food. We're on less food, more cardio. My cardio is still very intense because I'm tracking it with calories. So I know like my output every day. My rest has been, I've been able to like sometimes stay in bed for like 12 hours. Like I'm like, okay, I'm logging myself in for 12 hours bed. Like I'm doing body work and my weight is going up on the scale. Not. And like I'm not on my cycle. Like, no, there's something wrong. So I'm like, I know my body quite well. And I'm like, I told Kim, I'm like, I don't filter well. So I don't know really what it meant, but I just knew I needed an IV. So this is your sign to get an IV. It can only be good for you. It's good for your immune system. Also 2.5 weeks out, your immune system kind of goes to shit. So a lot of
Yeah.
things happens at 2.5 weeks out, and
Yeah.
it's due to the nerves. You've been in prep for a long time. Your body is like, what are you doing to me again? You're 28 years old. Like, can you just like be nice to me? And we're
Yeah.
just like, no, like we need to grind and be like
No.
bodybuilder, girl. So that's
Yeah.
that
I feel
for
you.
me at 2.5 weeks out. But everything is the same. I mean, little less foods, little
Yeah.
more cardio, but it's very minimal. So that way we are able to like track everything. Today I have a
Yeah.
little like food bomb situation because of the weight
Ooh.
drop, and we're just gonna see how it does with my body. Like if I feel like my body temperature is like coming out, or my metabolism hasn't been really firing at all. Like normally by this time everything just starts
Yeah.
dropping really quick. And it's not the case right now. So I guess this
Yeah.
is 28, girl. 28, your
Yeah.
metabolism kind of goes to shit. And
Oh, no.
girl, I
And
don't
that's
know.
just it. That's just it. But I mean, like we discussed obviously this before, but like every prep is always going to be different. I feel like it's you could be on so much food one time. I spoke about before, like 2022 prep was this time like at 2022 prep 2.5 weeks out. I was on so much food, barely any cardio, like super lean, and metabolism was firing. Do you know what I mean? And then 2 years later, it's a completely different story. It's different, but I have more muscle mass now. I have other life stresses going on. There's a different different scenarios go on. Do you know what I mean? Like every ounce of it is completely different. Like the prep itself is completely different. Me in general is completely different. So it's like that's what we also have to remember is like our bodies and preps are always going to keep changing and be different from show to show. Sometimes we can obviously always try and control it, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you could do everything right and still be completely different, or do everything quote unquote right, and it be still a different outcome.
It's going to be our best self that day, any day, every day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that's why
Mm-hmm.
doing everything that is required you to do and just don't think, just do. If you
Mm-hmm.
execute that, you're gonna feel like a winner that day, like no matter what. And people are
Mm-hmm.
asking, sometimes like tips and tricks on how to like be confident on show day. You're confident because you're confident of knowing that you've with all your heart and you've done the work. You've done what you could have done with what life has given you, like period. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited for both of us. I think right now, like we said, there's a little bit of mind game. There's a little bit of like reality check on both of
Yeah.
our side kind of things. Be like, listen, this is
Is what it
it,
is. Yeah.
it is what it is. We're gonna start scrubbing our skin a little bit, start hydrating our skin to be able to like
Oh my.
have, the best time that we can. And
Mm-hmm.
we have our suit, we have our makeup schedule, and the rest is just in in our hands, and also not in ours. And like that's how it should be. And
Mm-hmm.
let our mind just be present and try to focus on the little enjoyable things. So right now, like I said, it's it's hard for me to be negative because, girl, we're gonna have so much fun.
I know. That's the thing.
We're
I
gonna have
think
so
as
much fun.
well, sometimes when we realize, like, obviously, like I was talking to one of the Team Elite coaches who's also obviously doing the Arnolds this year. She said she was like, I'm struggling at the moment, but the only thing that's kind of getting me through is knowing that that week of like the Arnolds when we arrive and all that type of thing, it's going to be so fun. Like it's going to be such a fun weekend. We're
Yeah.
doing like going to see everyone, being on stage with all like the top level pros, and then also doing the meet and greet, getting to meet people, and like all these types of things are all going to be so much fun when it actually arrives. But sometimes we forget that that's going on because we're stressing, grinding, pushing quite hard to obviously be our best selves. So sometimes it can be overwhelming, but in other aspects, when you actually realize like, oh my god, I get to do this, like it's going to be so fun.
Yes. I mean, it's life is like a collection of experiences and just
Mm-hmm.
moments. And I mean, we're very lucky to do what we do. I mean, the hustle and grind is real, bro. The
I
hustle
know.
and the grind is real. Like what we're putting ourselves through, but the way that we commit is gonna belong to us forever. Like whatever
Mm-hmm.
happens on stage that day, like the placing doesn't matter because the fact that we're like showing up
Mm-hmm.
on that stage and we know the work, we know the sacrifices, we know the struggle, we know the challenges we've like had to go through, and we did it every day, bro. Like there's not an easy day. And nothing worth having comes easy, they say. And I could agree to that. Like being able to do hard thing like in a like consecutive way, and like being committed to go through it, and like being committed to bring your best self to the table every day, when you really like some days you really don't want to, but you still do it anyway.
Yeah.
Bro, the wins you get to that, it's really hard to like get a bigger high than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So
I completely agree. I mean, question for yourself, which I don't know if it's going to make any sense, but if you could, which because I saw it on someone's story the other day, and I actually don't have an answer for it yet, but like I would love to know your answer. If you could, would you make prep easier in terms of like I don't know what I mean by easier. I don't know what they meant by easier, but
yeah.
if you could, like, taking away all the like, dark moments and the grinding and this, would you take that away in a prep and it just be kind of like, oh, this is easy, like I can do this and then just step on stage? I don't think I would, weirdly, because I find satisfaction in the quote unquote grind where it makes me really want it. You know what I mean? If it just came
Y-
to be easy, I feel like it would be, I don't know, I don't think I would appreciate it for what it is as much. Does that make sense?
Babe, of course it's like the very real thing of just worth and value. Like, you know,
Yeah.
what you make worth and value. Like items are more valuable when they're more exclusive and hard to get. Either it's
Yeah.
with money, but now you're getting something hard to get with your own abilities. And that's really like just bodybuilding does that to you. So um I would say life could be a little bit easier on me
Yeah.
sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I would like let me grind my shit. Like I don't mind doing like 3 hours of cardio and like busting my ass and like starving all day. But if life could be just like a little bit, just like chill,
A
like
little
give
less, yeah.
just chill a little, like
Yeah.
make it easy on me. But yet again, we control that. Some we control, some we don't. You know, we can't be really isolated either. Like I said, I love. I mean, life is great and it's part of it,
Yeah.
but I think at the end of the day everything is part of your story, and it doesn't make you deserve anything. We said that before, that you don't deserve anything
Yes.
in bodybuilding. You won't deserve because of all the struggle you've been through. You won't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that yes, it's more valuable because of the grind and the sacrifice that you had to go through, but you're going to be the only one who knows. The only one who knows. Like
Yeah.
it, you know, when you won the UK, like I can't even imagine like what you felt. Like when I won the Arnold, for me, like it was just, it hit me, and it was just, I know your word was like redemption, but you know, there's a word that comes to you, and it's just a lot of just, I don't know if it's relief, or I don't know if it's like for some is revenge, for some is like, it's like all of these, you just see like your life going through your eyes, and you're like,
Yeah.
shit, like you actually did it.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
like
really hard to grasp.
all those like moments that you've been envisioning, like yourself maybe winning on stage on cardio, or when you've envisioned, like when you see or try to see the future or try and like manifest that, it's like when it actually happens in real life, you're like, holy fucking shit, like I work so hard for this, not that I deserve it, but I did everything that I needed to do, and the results paid off. Do you know what I mean? Like
And today,
it
and
comes to
like
me.
today is your day. Like that's it. It's like,
Yeah.
and today is your day, period.
Yeah.
Like but it's different than the lottery. Like it's not a lottery thing, like but it's kind of this, it's kind of the same. It's like how
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
aligned, like how aligned are you, like how much work you've put in, and then it just have to be your day that day, period.
Yeah.
And to
Because
trust
you
that
could,
also.
yeah, 100% trusting it. Because you could also like you could do everything right, have the best prep ever, and just on the day of show, just something happens, something stressful. Obviously, I don't, wish it on anyone. Something stressful, something goes wrong, whatever, and it's just that day just didn't go your way. And it really fucking sucks if that ever does happen to anyone. And I know
Yeah.
it's happened to me sometimes where it's
Yeah.
happened to me once where, things haven't gone the way you wanted to on that day, you stress more, I don't know, you wake up late, you do something different, and it doesn't obviously work in your favor. And it's just life. It generally is life, though. Like, life is like that. Like, you could do everything completely the same every day and, like, you know, reap the rewards. And then one day just fucks up and you're just like, oh, this is shit. It's just life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you obviously keep going, because it's not like you need to stop just because one thing went wrong. Because it's sad if you can't do that. Like, you can't just be like, oh, this has gone wrong, I give up. Like, no.
No, you live and you learn. You take it as a
Yeah.
lesson, and you just go again. You just
Yeah.
start again, and you reset the button and you start again. I think, you know, as long as you don't stop, you don't fail. Like,
Yeah.
I think you fail if you quit on yourself, you know, whatever
Yeah.
that may be. And yeah, you just, you know, for me, like, the future holds, obviously, you know, we spoke about it, and I do want to win the Olympia. Like, I do want to have the title of Miss Bikini Olympia, but now, um if that whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna say, if that doesn't happen, like, if that ends up like not happening, like, I do have
Yeah.
a timeline now. Like, in the past, I was like, I'm gonna compete for the next 10 years of my life until I win. Like, if
Yeah.
that ends up not happening, it's not because I'm not gonna be. It's not because I didn't try my
Yeah.
hardest. It's
Yes.
not. I'm not taking the fucking back door, Phoebe. Like, I'm not
No.
fucking quitting. Like, I am going to bring my best, and I want to bring my best and know that is my best. And I want Kim to say it's my best. I want everybody to say it's my best. I want the judges to say it's my best. And if that placing is not first, I mean, how can I be disappointed into, like, the career that I've made for myself?
Yeah.
Like, you showed up in the best shape that you can. Your placing really doesn't matter, because
Yeah.
what you've built is going to speak for itself for the rest of your life. For the
Yeah.
rest of your life. And that's the real trophy. You're your walking fucking trophy every day. Every day. So I've slowly changed my mindset very recently. Like today, maybe. Actually. Because you
Today
know how
was the day I changed.
you know how I get. You know how I get. I'm like, you know, I want those
Yeah.
two, like, you know, I mean, I have my dreams. Like, I want to win, like, back-to-back Olympias, like, this year and
Yeah.
next year. Like, I want this to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it so many times, but it's like, I'm looking back on my career, I'm like, girl, you know, you've been the top five. Like, it's like I'm able to be kind of like gentle with myself a little bit more, not just like seeing
Yeah.
ahead and be like, I'm going to be worthy when that happens. Like, I'm not giving that in the
Oh
hands of
yeah.
anyone anymore. Hell no. I'm not giving that to, like, in nobody's hand other than mine anymore.
Yeah.
Of, like, the result, the worth, my value, anything. Like, I'm taking control of it. So when you control the narrative, it means I'm busting my ass every day. I'm doing what's right. And it's part of, you know, getting the rest and following my coaches, being open with and honest about my concerns, and really being in tune with where I am at the moment. So what is it for you? What is your goal for this Arnold? Like, how do you see the Arnold happening, in all honesty?
On complete honesty, I want to achieve top 5 for sure, because for
Yeah.
me to get this major, like, wanting to be in that kind of major mindset, or like major placing, especially for this, you know, any type of show, I want to try and get top 5, especially for the Arnold. Now, my other goal on the other side of that is obviously always to just bring my best, like really trying to make sure that I can bring my best for this current prep, if that makes sense. So I
Yes.
feel like that's always something that, instead of, it's so, because it's very relevant what you say in terms of like placings and stuff, because I think I used to always be. It's hard because when you're working towards something, especially because the pro league is you win, you're in to the Olympia. You go to the Olympia. You
Yeah.
win in the NPC, you get your pro card. So placings do matter to some extent, especially when obviously the point system and stuff was in like back in the day where you had to obviously place to get the points and you had to continuously compete to get points. So you were always focused on that placing. And don't get me wrong, placings do help give me that extra motivation. But I think what the main thing that motivates me is just bringing my ultimate best. And like you said, like I want the judges to say this was your best, and we could see that we could see wholeheartedly that this was your best. Um, Obviously, placing wise, I would love to be in that top three, top two, like with you. Like we've always said, top two, like those types of things, like that also motivates me to push that a little bit harder so I can be on that level, because I'm still climbing up the ranks. So for me, yeah, I'm still trying to get to that point of my career. And it's exciting. It is super exciting, but I think sometimes for me it can be stressful
Baby,
as
climbing
well.
up the ranks from the
Is
UK champ. Okay, climbing up the ranks.
climbing up the ranks. So like I feel like that's something that I've always wanted to. It's weird because like I've said, I've never said to myself I want to be Miss Olympia. I've never said like I want to win, which I don't know why I've never said it. But and yeah, don't get me wrong, one day I would love to win the Olympia, one day, and like but it's weird because it's never been a core goal of mine. I don't know why, but I've always just wanted to compete and be with the best, but never be the best. I don't know why I've never actually said it before, though, if that makes sense. Does that make
It
any
might come.
sense?
Yeah, I mean, it might come to you. It's one of those. Like I remember, like I feel like in the past, um, I was kind of fed that narrative, and I felt like I had to say it. It's like, so Lauralie, like, are you gonna be because of that placing? It's like, are you gonna be? I mean,
Yeah,
and I'm over here like I can barely speak English. I'm like, yes, I want to win the Olympia. It's like, girl, like, wait a minute, like,
yeah,
and and the universe was like, girl, you ain't ready. And like, I was going
yeah,
through another season, and I'm like, that's why I didn't win this year because I have so much more to learn on myself. Oh my god. And I
yeah,
don't know if it's, this year is going to be very different, but I know that when I'm going to get the title, which is a big responsibility, it's just going to be because the universe wants me, like, honestly, to take
yeah,
that place in time. And it's going to be because it fulfills my purpose of as why I've been put on earth. Like
yeah.
otherwise, if it doesn't happen, it's because I have somewhere else to fulfill my purpose. Like, period. I'm so at
Hmm.
peace with that. And, babe, it might come to you. Like, I mean, you've never spoke to me about retirement. You've never spoke to me about anything. So like, I know your mind is
It could
open,
just
and
be.
I
It,
mean,
it
babe,
could.
you're working in order, like, you have a winning mentality, like you have that in
Mm,
you. So the rest, I think you're just very, you are you, like you're very stoic about it, and you're just kind of like enjoying the ride for what it is,
yeah,
while grinding and impressing yourself. Like, it's very exciting. But babe, you're the UK champ, like Arnold champ. Like, don't say you're climbing up the ranks. Like, you're right there. You're right
yeah.
there. So
No, I know.
hopefully
No,
I
I know
get.
what you mean. I know what you mean. But yeah, I think that's just it. My sometimes my and again, it could just come down to self. Again, like I say, I suffer with it. I don't suffer with it, but in terms of self-doubting my own abilities of what I can achieve can sometimes come into play as to why I've never said it, if that makes sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
I might not believe it full wholeheartedly, but I know it could happen. It could happen one
So
day. So it's just a case
yeah,
of it
babe.
happening. But
So watch this. I'm reading this book real quick. I'm just gonna say that. I'm reading this book real quick. It's called The Courage of Being Disliked. Dislike. The Courage of Being Disliked. So like
mm,
I'm starting to read this book. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be about people pleasing, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's not. It's not about people pleasing. And what it says, there's like different, it's a dialogue between youth, like it seems to me like it's a young man or whatever, and a psychologist, or no, no,
yeah,
what some philosophe. philosopher,
Physio. Philosopher.
a
Yeah.
philosopher, and he's going through like different theories, and he talks about like this self-doubt, and just kind of like, you put that narrative out there and you feed that narrative because you want to protect yourself from something. And it's
Yeah.
like, we chose, and it's so insane because it's like, but I don't want that. Like I do want to win, but
Yeah.
you're so like easily like fed your own shit
Yeah.
all the time. It's just a like protection mechanism, but it comes down to like, different. But people are like, oh, it's my trauma, and they're explaining that trauma doesn't exist. Okay, it's like, it's
Yeah.
bold. It's like, it's a very fucking bold statement, but it's like, like it's written by psychiatrists, and it's like, trauma doesn't exist. It's fed through your own narrative. And it's like, when they're talking about like a child being kind of like abandoned by its parents, and it's like, he's staying in his room and he's like depressed about the abandonment that his parents are giving him or whatever. And the psychiatrist is like, no, he's full of shit. He's staying in bed because what he wants is that reaction from his parents. Because what's going to happen with his parents that sees that he's staying in bed and he's not helping himself? He's going to get attention, whether it's like positive attention or no attention. But
It's just
and he's
attention.
like, no, I'm just, I'm just kind of like in bed and depressed, and I don't want to go out and face people. But the result, either consciously or subconsciously, that person wants, it's a reaction from his parents because he wants to heal that abandonment issue that he has inside of him. So anyway, that book is a little bit of a fucking mind-blowing fucking
That yeah,
theory shit.
you always have like the best like podcasts. You always send me the best podcast. You always send me like the best audiobooks or just books in general. And I'm like, I need to like be on this level because I love the stuff that you listen to because I'm literally like, holy shit, it needs to like blow my mind. That's so cool though. It's true
Yeah.
though. In some
And
ways it is.
and that's just how you're going to really be able to heal yourself, is just like calling your own bullshit basically, and just
Mm,
retrospecting on like, what is really happening here? Like,
yeah.
what is really happening here? Like the narrative that we constantly tell ourselves, like kind of like the resentment that we feel sometimes and all these things. But that's another topic. But very good book
Yeah,
I'm reading right
I
now
know.
is Courage of Being Disliked. And I was heavily surprised because, like I said, I thought it was going to be on people pleasing tendencies and what's not, but it's really not that. So great audiobook. It's free on YouTube. So we love free stuff.
Oh, we love that. We love that. God, yeah, you need to send that to me straight away. I need to get me some listening to that. So, but yeah, I mean, was there anything else you kind of want to touch on today's episode at all? That was good, like diving into kind of like some random little bits, but that was nice to kind of talk about.
Yeah, no, I mean, I for now that's it. You know how it's gonna get. Like the next time we talk and we go on the podcast, you're gonna have had your diet break. I'm super excited to like kind of like dive
Yes.
into that because
Yeah.
I mean, like having a
It's
coach
gonna be
that able to
different.
like, yeah, it's really cool. And I think it's such a great, I don't know. I'm very excited for that part of the podcast on the next week podcast. And if you guys have listened up to this point, comment down below diet break, and I want to see if people are actually following, so that way we can actually see if they want to hear about it or not, because I want to hear
Yeah.
about it, but that's just my own selfish little
No, of
desire.
course. I mean, this is what we're here for, to catch you guys up, to give you more information about like what we're doing, our experiences and everything in between. So, but this is 2.5 weeks out. So
Yeah, babe.
it's
Babe.
exciting.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's also, I feel like it's gone so quickly, but it's gone so slowly. Like, and like you said before, it's like two and a
Yes.
half weeks is so close, but it's so far away still. So
Yeah.
it's so weird.
It's
It's weird how
scary.
quickly it's gone. Yeah,
It
it's
it's
scary.
it honestly is absolutely scary. Like
It's
the
scary
fact that
how
I need to
quick
go,
time goes.
yeah, the fact that I need to go get my scrubbing, like to start scrubbing Saturday, like it's just mind blowing to
Yeah,
me. Like absolutely mind blown.
yeah.
Anyways, I love you
But
so much.
exciting.
I'm gonna go I'll train for you.
Yeah, please train for me
Because
because I literally wanted to do glutes today so badly. I was like, oh, maybe because he said 2 to 3 days, and then yesterday he
okay,
was like, no, no, do the third day, and I was like, fuck, I wanted to train glutes today. So
you do not need glutes. You do
I
not need
know,
glutes,
I know. So I'm like, just don't train. It's fine, it's fine. So, but we're
baby.
we're we're good regardless.
Get your sleep. Listen to Leo Skepi's
Oh
podcast. I'll send you the audiobook. Get
yeah.
some time for yourself. A little pampering session, like
Hmm.
shower, deodorant, like the good stuff.
The good stuff. Shower, wash my hair, do all that fun stuff. All the
all the
good taking care of
miscellaneous.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, just
literally.
enjoy your reset, baby. Enjoy your 3 days. I mean, obviously we're gonna talk every day, but I love
Yeah.
you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Spotify, YouTube. You do the outro. That's your thing, babe. I'll let you
No.
finish. I love you.
I was like, you go. Exactly what she said. Listen on Spotify, YouTube. If you haven't already, go head over to Patreon and sign up today. Well, we love you guys so much, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye, guys.